Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that track at the beginning there. Today we are going to be looking at the Tone King Imperial Mkii by Neural DSP. Now I am super excited about this. Many of you probably know that I am not necessarily like a metal player. I really like my clean tones, and this is perfect for that. The Imperial Mkii, if you're not familiar with that amp already, is a very American amp. It's kind of based off of a Tweed, so don't be expecting any kind of high gain sounds out of this, but it does cleans very well, but also some of the lower gain sounds that you'd find in like, I don't know, like blues and funk and soul and stuff like that. It is absolutely perfect for that. In terms of the interface, if you are familiar with Neural DSP, it looks pretty much like every other plugin. We have the amp window, which is by default the first thing that's open. One thing I want to point out at first is that there is a little hidden secret here. If you click this, we get the different Tolexes like on these real amps, which I think is cool. I really like this blue. It's wonderful. The amp itself is 2 channels. We have a lead channel, or a gain channel, with 3 controls, volume, tone, and mid-bite. And then the rhythm channel or the clean channel, which again, like a lot of American amps, we have volume, treble, and bass. They are the only controls, really. There's a reverb built into the amp, but there's also a pedal, which we'll see later on. And then there's a tremolo, which can create some really gorgeous effects. Now, on the back of the amp then, this is all interactive, by the way, so you can click the power on and off. We also have the attenuator over this side, and there is a high frequency comp, which is, I think, when you turn the attenuator down, you might want to turn that on. For now, I'm going to leave it off, but that is essentially the amp. It's completely modeled off of the real thing. In front of it, there is a wah pedal, which can be controlled by like a MIDI foot switch, I guess, or expression pedal, I should say. Or there is the option of the Autowah, which is what I used on that track right at the beginning there. There are some pedals we can put in front. There's a compressor. There is Overdrive 1, which I guess is like a TS pedal, and Overdrive 2, which has a little bit more gain. Then if we move along, we have the cabinet section. So as always, there's a ton of different mics here. More than usual, I think, looking at this. So you've got tons of like your standard dynamic mics, and then some ribbon mics and condensers, things like that. There's a parametric EQ, which is in all of the other plugins, I believe, as well. And we have here the chorus, delay, and reverb section. So I actually think I prefer the reverb from the pedal rather than from the amp, but you could use that as well. It's just a different sound, I guess. In this demo, I don't want to walk you through how they all sound differently. I just want to walk you through some of my presets that I created for it. So first things first, why don't we try something very clean? So this is a preset that should be with the plugin if you are to use it. I've just called it Funk Start Me Up. Let's check out this. So really cool for that kind of 4th position stuff, but you could also use it as like a generic clean sound. I basically have the compressor on in front of the clean channel or the rhythm channel of the amp. Took out some bass, put a bit of top end in there, no tremolo. There's a little bit of reverb from the amp, and I'm using the reverb from the pedal as well. So let's check this out. Just a really usable clean tone. I'd gig with that. Let's move on then. So another one, this is going to use the tremolo. So let's hear how this sounds. I think that is just really pretty. It's kind of subtle, hence why I've called it like little intimate tremolo. But you could use that to just add depth with your chords, you know, within a mix. I think it's, yeah, really pretty. Very, very nice. Let's move on to another one then. So this is the Autowah that you heard right at the beginning of the track. And yeah, it reacts very, very nicely. Let's try this out. Yeah, I really enjoy those kind of sounds, especially for funk and stuff like that. I mean, you can't go wrong with a bit of Autowah. Really nice. Works really well if you're going to mute some like single line stuff or double stops. Really cool. Now that is a little bit dirty, and I think that's probably because I've got a pedal on in front. Oh no, it's just the compressor pushing the amp, I guess. In terms of cabinets, I think I left all of these the same. They sounded really cool from the off. Tiny bit of reverb, and then the Autowah settings are there, just in case it's not in the plugin. I'm sure this preset should be. Let's move on to something a little bit different then. So this is a pushed clean Strat sound, I've called this. Now, what's going on? We have the TS style overdrive, I'm going to guess that's what it is anyway, in front of the rhythm channel or the clean channel, and we've got just a bit of reverb. So let's check out this. Now, the cool thing about this is that it's reacting to dynamics, and that's like the big thing for me. Or the idea behind it is that I want to get more of a dirty sound the harder I pick, and this does it really well. If I switch to that bridge pickup. We've got almost like a low gain sound there. Nice for really kind of subtle solos, I think, where you really want to switch between a clean sound or almost clean and then a dirtier sound. Works really nicely. Okay, let's take a look at another one then. So this one I've called Mayorish. Guess who this is supposed to be based off of? I'm stacking the overdrives here, but not really for gain. I think it's more for the tone shape in itself. No compressor, no wah. And we are on the clean channel. This time I've actually got the bass and treble almost at 12 o'clock. No reverb from the amp, and there is just a little bit of reverb from the pedal. So let's check out this. Let's get in that fourth position. So yeah, again, very intimate, lovely clean sound, but it can be like a clean lead if you like, especially in that neck position or in position 4, just really responds superbly to the dynamics. And there we've got a bit of breakup coming from, I guess, the pedals in front there when I was on that bridge pickup, just a little bit hotter. Now let's check out then another one here. So this is called Easy Blues Lead. I am not a blues player by any stretch of the imagination, although I love listening to it. It's probably one of my favorite styles and some of my favorite players to listen to outside of, you know, like the fusiony type stuff. Again, I've got the 2 overdrives in front. This time I am using them for drive. The amp itself looks very similar to the Mayer one. And then I've got just reverb again, no delay. Let's check out this. So it could be used for other styles that as well, not necessarily metal, but I guess like some of the lower gain sounds, that feels really cool. Bit more playing from that, let's give it a go. I mean, you can hear it there. Let me just quickly point that out. Look how that reacts. Volume down a bit. almost clean. Turn that volume up. And we've got a low gain lead. The last one I want to show you guys is basically the amp gain. So this is the lead channel. It's actually the patch I used at the solo at the end of that tune at the beginning. This time I have the delay and reverb on, and the gain is coming from the amp and the tube screamer. So the mid bite is all the way up here. I'm really pushing the volume of the amp as well. Boosted the highs, lowered the bass on the back of the amp. I don't think I've touched anything. I should point out on all of these, I actually kept the attenuator at full blast. Just personal preference in terms of tones, but that can obviously really affect how the amp reacts if you pull that down. Let's try then this. There's nothing in front other than that tube screamer or TS pedal. So let's give this a try then. A lot more gain. You can see straight away that doesn't sound anything like the previous patch. This is probably the most gain you could get out of this thing, I would have thought. Maybe someone else can prove me wrong, but here you could maybe put on the Overdrive 2, but then things probably will start to get a bit muddy. Let's check this out a little bit more though, so let's give this a go. Really, really nice. Very different from all of those other sounds, but like I mentioned, that's probably the most gain you're going to get out of this thing. That's way enough for me. Might not be for you if you're into heavier things, but I would say that in terms of the versatility of clean tones and for these lower gain sounds, this is killer. If you want that American sound, I don't think you can go wrong with this in terms of, like I say, the cleans. It's just really, really pretty. Anyway, guys, that probably sums up all of the plugin itself from my part and my presets. What did you guys think? Which tone was your favorite? Would you actively use this? I think I could gig these clean tones and no problem. They sound really, really nice, especially for like a funk gig or something like that, or a funk and soul gig, I should say. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments, and congrats again to Neural DSP on another amazing plugin. Congrats to Tone King too. My name is Jack Gardiner. Until next time, cheers.